Alright, hello everybody. I hope everybody can hear me okay and hope everybody can see me okay. I'm going to test this video out after it's finished to make sure you can hear me okay, because I'm right down here in my basement, right by the furnace, so I hope I can be heard okay. Everybody can hear me okay. Just felt led to shoot this video down here in the basement / which is also, you know, my workout area where I get my exercise on down here. So speaking of exercise, my exercise is out of the way, so now it's time to do some innercise. Innercise is come to you with my inner being, my spiritual man, and share some things with you. Once again, coming from this book right here. Alright, so this is another video by Meek Martin, you know, from child support stress to word of YAH bless. Alright, now I must openly confess and admit, last video I ended, sometimes we so much in the habit of saying and doing things that we need to be break for those things. Old habits die hard. I ended the last video by saying, okay, this is your boy Meek Martin. Well, I'm nobody's boy, you know, this is your dude Meek Martin. Alright, so I need to get in the habit of saying that myself, get rid of that boy, get that boy off my tongue, get that out of my language. Alright, not a baby boy, I'm not a boy, period. Alright, so it's your dude Meek Martin. So anyway, carrying on, in this book, this page right here, say 5 at the bottom, okay, Roman numeral 5. Okay, if you can see the top of this, it says S.O.S, which means the start of struggles. Okay, so I had paid child support for 17 years and 4 months, and this right here is how it all started, how it all began. So I would like to share this with you. And like I said, if you get this book, you know, you can follow along and it'll make a lot more sense. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, be a snake oil salesman. I'm not trying to take your money or anything like that, because I would never do anything like that. That's not me. That's not in my character, to rob or to steal from nobody. You know, I was, you know, robbed from the child support system for many, many years. So why would I in turn want to do the same thing to my brothers and sisters that's going through the same struggle? So that's not me. But anyway, carrying on, in this book, like I said, pick it up and get it. It's going to set you free. It's going to encourage you. It's going to educate you. But anyway, the start of struggles. 17 years and 4 months ago, how did it all start? Okay, it ended, well, before we even go to the start, it ended in last 2 months ago. This is the month of August. It ended in the month of June 2018. So where did this struggle start? Where did it start and how did it start? Okay, that's what we're about to go over now. S.O.S, start of struggles. Okay, the year is 2001. The month is January, and the day of the week is a Monday. It is the second Monday of the month. A new year has just started, and to me it hasn't started out right. Why? I have been put out of my house by the local law. My wife then, my ex-wife, says that she wants a divorce. I can't talk to her about it because of a restraining order. That's right, a restraining order, now placed against me for fear that I will get violent now that I realize she wants a divorce. And by the way, for the record, not to take up for myself, not to prove nothing to nobody. So I don't have to prove anything to anybody. But I did not get violent, okay? I felt like it, I wanted to, I'm not gonna lie, but I did not get violent, all right? But in fear that she thought I could get violent, she put the restraining order on, okay? All right, now that I realize she wants a divorce, my car is broken down, and all my money to repair it went on Christmas gifts for the kids. Now I'm in court on a Monday morning to get a 2-week restraining order lifted. So hopefully I will be allowed to come back home to my own house I'm renting from my auntie and uncle. I do not understand what my wife is doing. However, I miss her and the 2 kids. I am thankful that I had a place to live for 2 weeks with my family. However, I am also embarrassed and ashamed that as a grown man, I had to live with my parents again for 2 weeks. Okay? I caught a ride with my parents down to the court building because remember, my car is broken down and I am not allowed to drive my wife's car. Although, like the house, the car is in my name. I step into the court building and the restraining order, I am told, has been lifted. But now I am introduced to a woman that is talking to my wife. A short woman, well-dressed and obviously well-educated, tells me, "Hello, I am a lawyer representing your wife, and you can put her out of the house or allow her to stay 30 more days until she finds another place." I tell the lady, of course she can stay another 30 days. And I would like to talk to her so we can work this out. The lady proceeds to tell me she would not like to speak to you. However, she does eventually want a divorce, and she is suing you for child support. I'm like, child support? What about child support? The lady shows me a paper that she held behind her back, and she says that I have been ordered to pay $531 per month in child support when I am currently making $9 per hour. $9 per hour. Okay? And must I tell you, they didn't even bother wanting to see any proof of my income. They just already came up with a money figure, right? Okay, so back to what happened. All right, so I am in shock at what this lady has told me, and I am still in shock when I hear my daddy saying, "Speak up, man, and tell them you can't afford to pay that much." I come out of the shock and tell the lady lawyer this, and she says, "Excuse me for a moment." And she returns in about 3 minutes and says, "We can only reduce the payments to $444 per month." I pled my case as I am led into a courtroom, pleading with the lady lawyer and now a lady judge. The judge was more polite than the lady lawyer. However, she firmly instructs me that per Missouri law, where we stayed at then, where I currently stay at now, the lowest I could pay was $444 per month, and the payments would start in less than 30 days. I was also told that I must keep my child covered by medical and dental insurance, and all this will come out of my paycheck once a month. I was instructed that I could see my daughter once I started paying child support for 2 hours every Tuesday and every other weekend. Friday at 6 p.m. I could pick my daughter up, and 6 p.m. Sunday, drop her off. I remember walking out of that courtroom with that child support information in my hand and thinking to myself, how could this happen to me? I accepted my wife's son as my own. I still love you, man. You know who I'm talking about. Even though now you're overly grown. I still love you, man. You're nearly 30 years old. But I still love you, man. Despite what you heard, despite, what you think, that's your opinion, you're entitled to it. I still love you, man. I always will. All right? Okay. I took care of him as my own when his daddy didn't. And why do I have to pay child support and his daddy don't? These are the questions that was running through my mind. Okay? I never called him my stepson. You know that. You know who I'm talking to. Never called him stepson, always called him son. Okay? But his daddy never was ordered to pay a penny in child support. But yet here I am, took care of him as my own, took care of my daughter, my biological daughter, who did come from my loins, as my own, but I'm ordered to pay child support. Okay? That's what was going through my mind at the time. If I took care of a child that was not biologically mine, didn't she know I would take care of my own biological child? How will our 1.5 daughter react and be raised right, spending time with her daddy only every other weekend? How can I possibly make ends meet now? All of those thoughts went through my head at that time, and I felt very hurt and used, which led me to make very bad decisions, which got me into even more trouble. So for you men out there, or maybe even in rare cases you women, if you order to pay child support and you feel it's not right, you even know it's not right, don't go out there acting a fool. Don't go out there drowning your sorrows in alcohol. Don't go out there trying to connect with another woman to make you feel more of a man. Because, hey, I got myself into I already, as you see with what I was going through here, I went out there acting a fool, got myself into even more trouble. Okay? Learn from my mistakes. Don't do things like that. Okay? I met a man who went through the same thing. His wife divorced him though. He was ordered to pay child support, excuse me, for 2 of the kids, and he went out there drowning his sorrows in alcohol, going to the clubs, ended up laying up with 2 other women, got them pregnant. So now he not only had 2 child support cases with his ex-wife, but now he has 2 new fresh child support cases with 2 other women. Okay, but that brother who was making more money per hour than me, he still wasn't paying as much in child support as I was for one. Okay, so I really felt like, you know, as my mom always used to say, I got the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? I really felt that I got played. But going out there acting a fool and drowning my sorrows in alcohol and feeling sorry for myself and trying to redeem myself because I felt like, you know, oh man, maybe I did get weak. Maybe I did fall off somewhere. That ain't the way, y'all. That ain't the way. So you listening to this, whatever you got on your mind, no matter how hurt you are, please don't go out there and do nothing foolish. It's not worth it. All right? Yah will bring you through this. He brought me through. He will bring you through too. Okay? He's the greatest like that. We are blessed by the best like that. So please don't go out there and do it and do that. You know, I'm not going to tell you, sit up here and lie to you and say it didn't hurt. I'm not going to tell you it won't hurt. I'm not going to tell you that things aren't going to cross your mind. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to feel like, you know, tearing stuff up. But just don't do it. Don't go by your feelings. Don't react on your feelings. It's going to be all right. Okay? You're looking at a living testimony here. All right? So, the good news is that all those afflictions led me to Yah. And yes, I was one of those people, as we talked about last video, that had to hit rock bottom to stop running from Yah and to surrender to Yah. I forgave and still forgive my ex-wife for everything, and I've asked her to forgive me for all the wrong I did to her, and she has said that she does forgive me. Okay? The road for me here to this point was a rough one, however a necessary one. Thanks to Yah, I am now a Yah-loving, Yah-fearing, humble man. I am also, as others have negatively stated, very meek. Okay? Now behold, meek Martin, a man that agrees with the psalmist David when he said, let's turn to Psalm 119:71 before we close. Psalm 119:71 says, it is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. Okay? So it was good for the psalmist, the king, David, to be afflicted, right? So that he can learn the statutes, right? Well, guess what I learned? It was good for me also that I had been afflicted, so that I might learn the Most High statutes, which I have. Okay? Which I have. So, in closing, know this is a short video. These videos aren't going to be very long. They're going to be short but sweet, short to the point. All right? So, in closing, just remember what I said, you know. This is what I went through. This is the start. S.O.S, the start of my struggles. So, you know, struggles, tough times don't last always. So, if anybody is struggling, anybody is going through, you know, a tough time, anything like that, you know, just hang in there. Like I said, let this book right here, it's written from this right here, written from this law, written from these scrolls. Before they was books, they were scrolls. Written from these scrolls, okay? Let's put into this book right here. Let this encourage you, all right? Let this help you. Let this heal you. Let this educate you, all right? I've been healed. I've been delivered. I've been born again. So, until you see the next video, until we meet again, this is Meek Martin, your dude, signing off. Shalom.